whenever it is the Champions League, and I'm so much happy in context with the kind of games that we experience during the Champions League matches. Now, over here, even what the song depicts, the greatest, the masters. It means he said, if you are not great enough, you are not supposed to belong there. And if you are not a master, you are not supposed to win it in this particular aspect. Now, this evening, a great match we are going to experience, Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain give me a opportunity. It is a great match in context with the two teams, with what they have done in the past years with results, not trophies. With results in terms of how consistently in their league, Bako are closing the gap upon one champion or building momentum, and the other one has been a dominant club in the league. It's also a great because and the Bako dinner bench coaching the other team any opportunity abo European game e dia one ho edrum pepe so bi no team o say Jesse e de man no na Paris Saint-Germain. In Ateta coming into this context. Now, this is a matter a trend your mom you know the Arsenal. What I say Arsenal has come of age. And I say baby Arsenal Gina say no. Abraham breaki and you may be a England. Now, shackles down and becoming the second force in the English Premier League. Ombetimi rise up to the task. I'm a Champions League. They make a name for themselves. Shadia in the league. Fancy Arsenal are consistent.
Yes.
And no more provises see and jinx and that one so be team competitivity, not in terms of winning the league. I'm talking about competing. And it is not easy for any team to break Manchester City. And you're better than to even drive to them in terms of fracture the ladder no. Arsenal are proving under Mikel Arteta say they are well drilled and they are competitive enough when it comes to the Premier League. It is one of my establish almost self as the second force as it stands in the last 2 seasons in the English Premier League. Baby also mutimi twa afarusuo no kopiemu eye bi mi ehunu sese o my ready no the Champions League. And Milan fi say last season omo dey ramu in the group stage try bedroom ra na was omo twa bridge no mo antimi antwa ana ba me nek dey omo ti ko dey e ka form. It is Arsenal's legacy and Mikel Arteta in the Champions League. It's yet to be proven to be Asia Fanany said they are ready. And some of these games they prove it. First game, Atlanta, Omakobo draw. Second game against Paris Saint-Germain, we look forward to what they have up in their sleeves to deliver. So man, to me and Bibia, it means say Arsenal are ready to compete in the league. But in terms of the Champions League, I think Mikel Arteta needs to do a lot of job. But the players from signing, the statistics are back Arsenal this season. How well they've been good in terms of defending. And the Kwamafa so some goals be in crucial moments using set pieces. This is one game that will test 1, their quality, 2, their patience, 3, how ready they are at this particular stage if they have come of age in the Champions League. Obetia Bracola, Obetia Jean Neves, Obetia Marquinhos. Or better, good players, Nuno Mendes more, in order to get results in this particular encounter. On the other part of the coin, Paris Saint-Germain still remains the only club from Paris to be in the Champions League. And they have always been pressure on them, say, France and them, the standard will always be Marseille when it comes to the Champions League. Because it is Paris. Project it is not only about the French League. Their purpose is to win the Champions League because they say no UAE for now. Dubai for now team before Manchester City they will need to do something. And also Bermuda Dubai for no. They will need to act as soon as possible. And one of the games a tight test your partners games a tight test your way because Arsenal is also picking up Gado and they also prove to be a stiffer test no matter what happens. Because we are GB. But the quality player for player form omanya omumienu na aboboso and one team ya chance na money ade na then this season the Champions League now when you abrese okwakoje na okwakoye na. And this is a test for both teams to deliver at the end of the day. For Mikel Arteta, then you look at Luis Enrique and also bamu into this game after say fancy oma ashe adie bi say Dembele team no. Now there's a little bit of controversy over there.
A disciplinary issue.
And if you don't win the game, because what is statement to be okay, or see they've played games where they've won. and even lost.
Benching Mbappe. No benching Mbappe.
These are some of the games as one performing and one yadia. It could bring a whole lot of issues for you. And no Kwadanche fancy the Maria. Two teams no one among the key players I hear money. And then I expect Declan Rice ni Bukayo Saka to step up for Arsenal. The time me use Declan Rice in here. How I'll bet me abua. I'm a Paris and the men any a lot of control in the midfield because Luis Enrique teams in upper control. So Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, Jan Neves, all of these guys will be looking for control in the middle of the park. Then Bukayo Saka against the likes of Nuno Mendes. How I'll bet me a fan of home, a creating enough chances, and I'll bet pinning Nuno Mendes down. So the Nuno Mendes and Bracola. Any opportunity and link it up on the other hand side to cut in and make sure somebody bring a lot of goals. But this is a game I believe say both teams to score between Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain. Anytime goal score, Meko for Bukayo Saka. Anytime goal score for Paris Saint-Germain, Meko for Bracola in this particular encounter for these particular two sides. And then you will give my own bet me ball. Then now free on my Bayer Leverkusen so AFC another Stefan test. Also I'm already on 3 points.
Yes.
I'm only need their first game. But they are coming up against an AC Milan side that lost against Liverpool. Tactically, I would say Liverpool, AC Milan, hands down in that particular game, using set pieces and the quality they have in area duels to overcome whatever adversity. Now AC Milan, I am doing somebody.
Sports.
AC Milan, Medikaka said the game against Inter Milan could turn around their whole season because psychologically they played against their bitterest rivals, and already set games now. It me boama psychologically who put up a certain level of mindset be say obedient to me show due to the quality of opponent in the crowd. Where Inter Milan team na ekuto mo na AC Milan kodi omo djuma na there will be enough confidence within themselves say AC Milan no crowd na the Inter Milan etiaka from them by Leverkusen Florian Wirtz mo na Xabi Alonso mo de e won say etimi ye bibi Xabi Alonso face a test in the Champions League because the first game no boy na me share that one say a test be hu, but this is a test playing against a team that historically the competition knows. You are playing against a team that have a certain level of mentality coming into this context after winning 2 consecutive games. Our man started season here, so you need to play at your optimum best to get a result against AC Milan. In this particular encounter, key players I ever saw decided the games for both sides. I'm looking at Tijani Reinders and Fofana. Then over the likes of Rafael Leao, how are on the wings, they will try and make sure they will create enough and score. But over by Leverkusen, the quality of Florian Wirtz can never be underestimated. And your man, where you're picking up pocket spaces and delivering in the long run has become something now. Ama other teams and teams. He's going to be a decider in this particular game. Then there's Granit Xhaka, who is going to combat Tijani Reinders, any Fofana, to master who is going to control the game at that particular point. And also a game make us both teams to score between AC Milan and Bayer Leverkusen in this particular encounter. Anytime goal scorer for AC Milan, Obetimako for Rafael Leao. Anytime goal scorer for Bayer Leverkusen, Obetimako for Victor Boniface.
Whoa, Meza say, Mike.
Fancy, there is an interesting game Ebaso and there, which the contest near your league phase, who we near 3 points. But I think it goes beyond just the 3 points. And I'm saying this because your landmark moment for every other individual or your Champions League involved. Ebia, Alex Ferguson, the landmark moment for him in the Champions League will be the final against Bayern Munich in 1999. Well, Didier Drogba, the landmark moment in the Champions League, the final against Bayern. Okonsuo na boy hina, but boy hina anyway no sounds to be bibia ma bibia koye. So when Chelsea won, he proved pivotal in there. Then Cristiano Ronaldo, landmark moment. He was part of that Real Madrid team na omoye 3-peat at the Twatwa. So every individual, whether so your coach or your manager and or your player, there is a certain landmark moment you need to have in the UEFA Champions League. Pep Guardiola, Omoche Manchester United, in Rome, he put a stamp on the Champions League. Say he has arrived, he is ready to prove a point. Rafael Benitez, Liverpool against AC Milan, down in the first half by 3, Omoba back, then they win. Out. Into that a lot of this on the list are making me able to the actual. But they make the Ababesi so your wine. Mikel Arteta ba Arsenal. No. We have seen that gradually we are bridging the gap between Omo and the Esroho. No. Now Arsenal were languishing somewhere the 8th position during the time Arteta entered the club. Now, Arsenal, cut top 2 in the Premier League. Controversially or arguably, they are the top 2 teams among Manchester City. So Man City defense, Arsenal be the second. That is what happened last season. On the evidence of this season, it means that will likely continue. Inti Obayeno, we are burning home on the domestic front to make Arsenal very closer to the top teams or the elite teams. And now they are seen as contenders again. Ateta matches our boy Europe. I mean, who match back one? What don't Sabe Subaka said? This is the landmark moment into where they Ateta ni game our boy who's a Champions League, on also arrive. Last season, it was a dismal spell for Bayern. But even with that, Bayern were able to eliminate Arsenal from the Champions League. Arsenal ne form no far last season. Near see obetimi league, they were given a horrid show. A year Bayern in sim and so it is to tell the gulf between Arsenal and then the rest of the best teams in Europe. And Arteta needs to make a statement, needs to register a landmark win in Europe and make sure that Arsenal have also arrived. Arsene Wenger Nyabi, the season they made the final, they went to the Bernabeu to beat Real Madrid, Thierry Henry. Almost every other manager, also Mourinho there, was Porto with against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Until less than their Dawson, Obenya be brain so. So Arteta needs his own. And the Emma game is crucial for him to deliver that in say. It is not because PSG is a Champions League royalty no wajise. But in the last 7, 8, 9 seasons, PSG have made the Champions League final. They have made semi-final appearances, including last season. Into Abeka, the mainstays, no more a GD say, Omo Champions League in him. Omo Bisana will show more a boa. Emma also to make his statement, Osha Porto, Osha Wemua, no problem. Yes. But if you are beating the likes of PSG, it is making a statement against Luis Enrique, or a Champions League winning manager with Barcelona. And it is a show on also, it is making a statement. And then the history between Arteta and Paris Saint-Germain. Now, he's played there. It is a club that accepted him, and then Omodi Bibi ran the football team. The kind of personalities Arteta had the opportunity to relate to. PSG, it shaped his footballing career in terms of how we see who football. And the kind of Befaso Bebo, Jejo Okocha, Ronaldinho, Memorable, Mauricio Pochettino. These are personalities. Omutumi rising drew in Pempensobia. Na Ewosoro. Arteta was virtually a nobody then. In the end, our bedroom baby awe drew na PSG etro history ni bi at the Carnegie. So it changes the narrative and it makes it beautiful. Against such a team, our history with, if you are getting your landmark moment, it makes it more memorable in times to come. Oh, on in the former club negotiate PSG, and our boy no show 5-0. That was the beginning of Arteta's greatness in Europe. And I said, it needs to start at a point. Into any is similar to the Nameka Edefa Hurricane. Hurricane near a legacy moment. Arteta here a landmark moment in Europe with the Arsenal team, and it needs to start now. Nama Bibia and Swakoye. Well, games near Bano. Akomia has done justice to a lot of them.
Nana, I'll say, Mickey should promise again. This time we want Patapa.
Messages are minya anyway. Mesro bia
Super Sports.
Omo match my mesna. Emma be na oh menye biom.
I don't review mu coach ne te haga.
Once betting twice shy. The worker ne da no so mesra opi. Membo obi amma me yes na amani ama fame ni way. No be say the voices no voicing. Better than voicing. Let's move on now to the games, Baso. I think that what is going to happen is teams now first week they will want to start well
because we are only home ball.
Exactly. So for Barcelona young boys, say Bibi Besia in the first half, expect Barca to be on an onslaught by young boys team. Now you have Barca Besho Mobile to in the
well, Barca supporters and coach and they say or the strong team enable.
Exactly. Yeah. He has no option because we lose 3 points dada and away in your group stage and a home and away in him. And I was so winning the next games to boost your case. So in the first half, Barca win first half. And now Barca over 1.5 goals in the first half. Enyobone. Players to score, look out for Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal. Player to score or assist. It's our option is a better way. Player to score or assist. There's a one shot or better assist. You can look out for Lamine Yamal. And it gives you good value. Rafinha can also come in there. No, Hussein Ebesiako. To the other game, Celtic away against Borussia Dortmund. I think it's an exciting and entertaining game. Brendan Rodgers upbuilded Celtic's team ne edru stage bia. They are playing very well. But mostly, they back Europe now. Boboni in a na show. So if you're Celtic versus Real Madrid last season, you will know this. But to me, the ultimate result. Until they want to also get something out of it. So likely, both teams to score. Dortmund share, Celtic and so share. Now man, you met me a concan. But if you do a 2.5 over and you're bad, then where Stuttgart against Sparta Prague. Sparta Prague STT, they are returning to the Champions League after over 10 years, 18 years journey. Omo first game they won, and so hopefully Nyoma ebetimi akoye dia mamo coats no. And also any boss na ye obi cross and yaba say bet to a code. But these are the codes. First one here EA FE 67C
67C
EA FE 67C
67C.
Second code in here EB 1626A
26A
EB
1626A.
Third one here EB 1D EB1 1D.
That's right.
EB1, and then the last one will be EA B3 87F.
So
So these are the
you may pin your Facebook or amount. Apostle.
Quick